Hey,
Hello,
Mary.
everyone. Hi.
Hey, everyone.
Welcome, everyone, to the next, I wanted to say panel, but it's actually just a discussion between me and Jędrek. My name is Maria Achinger. I lead the content team here at Netguru. And I'm delighted to welcome Jędrek Śmigielski, who's responsible for go-to-market at ElevenLabs.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. Thanks for the introduction. Of course, thanks for the invitation.
We're going to be continuing on our AI agents journey, and we're dedicating this conversation to ultra-realistic AI agents that sound just like humans. But before we jump right in, I wanted to make sure that everyone here in the audience know who I'm speaking to. I don't mean Jędrek, I mean ElevenLabs in general. So for anyone who's not aware of what the brand stands for, this is the AI startup nowadays, okay? This is the AI startup nowadays. And this is the startup that actually managed to secure $180 million in a Series C funding round earlier this Jan, right?
Yes, it was in January.
So basically, we're talking a startup that's already powering fantastic platforms and products. I'm just going to name a few. We're talking about Lex Friedman podcast, for example. We're talking about The Atlantic. A lot of talk around The Atlantic, especially The Atlantic's editor-in-chief recently. And ESPN, for example.
Mm-hmm.
So a big, massive brand. And to me, guys, well, of course, you started off as simple text to speech, but the way I see it nowadays, you're basically trying to cover it all, everything that has anything to do with digital voice. At least that's my perspective. That's the outsider perspective. So, what do you have to say about that?
Yes, you are completely right, because we would like to become like the first choice when it comes to AI audio in every place. So first of all, we would like to make sure that we are the best when it comes to foundation, when it comes to text to speech, but we also want to provide infrastructure for implementing our audio models in different places. So for example, like building agents, but also creating audiobooks. We would like to be the first choice when it comes to AI audio on the market.
So I got it right, basically. It is what it seems. Listen, so going straight into the AI agents and agentic AI in general, I'm curious whether ElevenLabs managed to build something on its own when it comes to agentic AI. Do you guys use anything on your own, internally or externally?
Yes, that's a good question, because we are using also like externally and internally. And as you know, like ElevenLabs is an AI audio research company, but we also created a voice orchestration where you can be building those agents for various purposes, for various needs, and also for various customers and industries. And you have to also remember that ElevenLabs have B2B and B2C customers, and we have more than 40 million users globally, which means that sometimes, maybe not sometimes, we are getting like a high number of inquiries regarding the product, regarding the pricing, also technical questions. And if you want to scale your company, you cannot scale endlessly and just adding customer support people. So we actually created two AI agents. One of them is named Alexis, and Alexis was placed and deployed in our technical documentation, where you can talk with Alexis about different aspects, about the technical aspects. You can be asking about the integrations, about APIs, webhooks, WebSockets, to make sure that those developers, those builders who actually want to deploy those products, they have those answers right here, right away, and they don't have to scroll through those docs. They can have this answer there, and also Alex is able to, I would say, walk you by hand through those docs.
Question: does Alexis have a female or male voice? Because it can be both in terms of the name.
I think right now we are switching the voices from what I saw recently, that, for example, sometimes it's one voice and the other time it's like a different voice. So I wouldn't stick to either male or female here. Yeah. And we've been seeing like a very positive results after deploying Alexis on our technical documentation, because we've been seeing that the number of inquiries, technical questions, actually reduced by 85%. which is actually a great result for us because, you know, like we have 40 million customers and we want to double this and triple this in the future. So we want to make sure that we won't get overwhelmed with those questions. And we also want to make sure that we provide the best customer support at the same time, the best also satisfaction. And the first response time should be also quite low in order to give our customers the best possible experience. We also have another agent which is deployed on our website, so you can try this out. Its name is Elle, so we can actually discuss with Elle different things. Like, for example, you can be asking about our models, about our products, etc. You can be asking about the pricing. Elle can take you to the pricing. You can actually help you choose the right plan for you. You can learn more about cloning voice, etc. So right now we deployed 2 agents, but who knows? Maybe we'll also deploy third one in the future.
And just out of curiosity, how are you guys internally? How are your teams about when it comes to using AI on your own and AI agents, but AI tools in general?
Mm-hmm.
Because you know, there's all this talk about resistance. Mm-hmm. There's all this talk about getting used to. There's all this talk about how to manage the new AI-powered professional. Mm-hmm. Many topics that we are trying to cover today in general with the. Mm-hmm. With the conversations at the forum. So what's your experience?
So a good example might be that, for example, our operations team, because as you know, we are growing quite fast and we increased the number of employees from 50 to 150 within a year. And we want to also, we'll reach like 250 people this year. And with that, we are getting like lots of inquiries also from our employees. So in order to make sure that we can provide them with the right support during their journey when they join us, we also have like an AI agent where you can actually ask about the business processes, about onboarding, and basically we provided there our knowledge base from our wiki. So it's actually easier for you and faster to find those answers.
So these things are really in use, just like here at Netguru. So basically, let's talk about how ElevenLabs rides the AI wave in general, because you have plenty of solutions out there. I'm sure you're planning on having even more in the near future. So when it comes to building these ultra realistic conversational AI experiences, what can we get from ElevenLabs?
So yeah, so like the AI wave is getting bigger and everybody wants to be on this wave. Everybody is like has like fear of missing out on this wave. And this is like a great place for us because everybody wants to be there and we also want to maintain that position as a leader. So what is very important is for us is to focus on the foundation of ElevenLabs to make sure that our AI audio models are the best on the market, to make sure that we still maintain the position of a leader on this market, and to make sure that everybody who wants to be a surfer on this wave can also be using our surfboards, which means that they can be using our AI audio models actually for building for example, their AI agent orchestration or different use cases. So it's very important for us to maintain this position simply by developing the best AI audio models on the market right now. And so far, it's been like a very good strategy for us because we've been seeing like a great results from various industries because we work with many industries from healthcare, finance, and education. And for example, we've been seeing that companies that are building AI agents within our AI orchestration, they can reduce the cost per call, for example, by 66%. And this is a great result, but you also have to remember that reducing the cost per call is not only goal, because you also need like a very high quality of those calls, of those voices, in order to make sure that the experience is very high and it's actually increasing. The positive customer experience is increasing, not decreasing. And we've noticed that people who are actually realize that they are talking to an AI, and the 95% of them, they decided to continue the conversation, which means that the conversation was so pleasant and so good that even though they know they're speaking with machine, they decided to actually continue the conversation. And on the other hand, we are seeing that more and more companies, especially like AI agent orchestrations for different purposes in the industries, are still using our models, and it's only growing. So I would say the wave is growing, and you want to be the leader on the wave.
So from the implementation perspective, say I have an app and I want to use your surfboard. How do I do that? How do I do that? How does it work? How easy it is? Just a high-level view for our viewers.
Yeah, definitely. So maybe before, let's say, using our surfboards, you had to like rent different parts of surfboards and actually put them together. So for example, you had to rent from somebody, maybe let's not use rent, but so for example, you had to use from somebody like text-to-speech, maybe from ElevenLabs. You had to also take speech-to-text from somebody, also speech recognition, real-time interaction, and also a separate LLM, which causes, like I would say, which creates some challenges. So for example, you are doing so many API calls at the same time that your actual latency might be impacted negatively, which is actually quite important when it comes to like creating ultra realistic experience. Because
apologies, but can we explain latency to our viewers just to make sure we're all on the same page?
Definitely. So the latency means how long you have to wait for the, let's say, the audio output. So for example, if I'll be speaking to you, how long do I have to wait for you to actually to give me the information back?
So this natural conversation flow that we have.
Exactly.
And it's not so easy to build.
It's not so easy to build because, as I said, you have to integrate with many solutions. And even though that, for example, your models might be at the very, very high quality when it comes to latency, you also have to integrate with different and external providers that also have to send you those documents or those integrations, and it takes time. So it might impact the latency actually. And we've been seeing that we can deliver latency at the level of 75 milliseconds, which is actually the same for like human conversation, I would say. Because humans also need to process some data. I need to understand what you just asked me, and then I can give you back my information.
Can we talk some actual use cases from your portfolio, the case studies of your projects? I mean, just give me some examples of natural conversations that change the game for your partner, for your client.
Okay. So I can start maybe with the education space. So for example, in the education space, we are seeing that there's like a high demand for the high quality voices and for AI agents. And for example, in the education space, we work with Duolingo and Practica AI. And when it comes to Practica AI, they are creating AI avatars, like for example, English tutors that you can interact with. And we saw that after deploying our models for voice, the user session length actually increased by 15%. Which is a great result. 15%, which is actually a great result because I don't have to like dive deeply here why it is important, but it was like a game changer because also Practica AI started to grow in App Store because it was like quite viral for them to actually deliver the best voices in the market. So you can see that even though that you have like a great program for students, what can be like a huge game changer for you is to provide them with like a human-like experience and ultra realistic AI agent that you can actually interact with.
And it's not just that it's human-like, but it's also, I'm guessing, that it's really important for you guys to architecture a voice, to create a voice that's also highly likable and also goal-oriented, because I'm guessing that different voice types cater to different business needs and conversion types. I mean,
Exactly. So you are totally right. And right now we have 5,000. We have a library of 5,000 voices, and each one of them is dedicated to different purposes. So, for example, some voices might be better for, let's say, audiobooks, but some voices are more conversational. So they will fit better for example, AI agents. And you can be also choosing from accents, you can be also prompting this, you can be giving them some intonation, emotionality. So it's actually very important to adjust the voice to your audience, I would say.
Are these 5,000 different voice types, sounds, let's call them, all digital, so basically generated?
No. So first of all, we are actually collaborating with professional voice artists all around the world, and these voice artists are actually being compensated by the fact that they cloned and that we could clone their voices. So some of them are actually from professional voice artists, but we also have like a program where, for example, you could clone your voice and you could also be compensated. So, for example, you can put your voice to the library and you could be earning money from this. And on the other hand, you can also create synthetic voices simply by prompting them, by giving AI some tips. For example, I would like to have like a voice of male from Great Britain. For example, he's like 30 years old. He has like a deep voice. So first of all, you can choose from library, but you can also create your own voices for your own purposes.
I love it that you touched on intellectual property and paying for actual work, creative work too, for voices in this particular case. This is important, an important aspect to me also as a creative. Jędrek, we're getting to the second and last part of our short chat. And my question was on the future at ElevenLabs, on what you guys are planning. But it just happens that we got a question from the audience, and it's about integration with call center platforms. I mean, so I guess this kind of comes together. Can you tell us a little bit more about what ElevenLabs is trying to surprise us with in the near future? And is our call centers a part of that?
Okay, so maybe I'll start that in the future we will definitely be focusing still on our AI audio models, because that's the most important thing. We want to ensure that we have the best text-to-speech and speech-to-text quality, and then we'll be also focusing on improving workflows and the entire orchestration. And regarding the questionnaire about the platforms, so right now we are seeing that we are already talking with the majority of the providers around the world when it comes to like the telephony providers, and there are like intense discussions, I would say, and even Deutsche Telekom is our investor. So I would say that I cannot like disclose this information here, but I would say that we are already discussing with some major players in the market.
Mm-hmm. So basically, we're talking future of communication. So how do you envision this future of communication? All these different use cases that we just barely touched on, with your conversational AI, how is it going to be?
So I think that you will be able to deploy many agents across many use cases, because I believe that everybody will have like his own personal AI agent that you can be using, for example, for example, like searching for dogs or doing some tasks, and at the same time you will be able to like maintain like a human-like interaction with this voice, and the voices will of course be getting more and more realistic. Sometimes it will be even difficult to actually distinguish them from the original voice, and this actually happens because, for example, if you like do like a professional voice cloning with ElevenLabs, you will have like an accuracy of 98% to the original voice. So in the future, it might be even difficult to recognize whether this is like a human speaking, because of the intense emotionality and the tonality and all of the accent. It might be difficult for you to even recognize whether this is AI or maybe it's a human.
Has ElevenLabs managed to trick you yourself?
No, but sometimes I'm getting questions from our customers if I'm AI, because, for example, yeah, sometimes I'm calling and I'm saying that I'm from ElevenLabs, and they're asking, "Hey, are you AI?"
Oh my God, this could be a bit like offensive. Like, do you feel offended? No.
Here at ElevenLabs, I think the entire sales team created their own AI agents that are actually, we can send you the link to this AI agent, so you can interact with this agent, and you can see how the experience looks like. So you can even book a meeting with our salesperson through this AI agent.
So we're totally inviting our audience to do so, to try out the voices. Go to ElevenLabs' website and check it out for yourself. Jędrek, we're wrapping up. I wish you all the best. We're totally keeping our fingers crossed for you guys, and thank you for taking the time to talk to us today. We have a fantastic conversation ahead, so please stay with us, and the stage is yours, Justyna. Thank you, Jędrek.
Thank you so much.